Lydia Ko hasn't made a bogey in 2 days. This was her third at her 9th of the day, the par 5 18th.
From below the green surface, but the green dip was sloping towards her, so she could get it to check.
And this was her second at the 10th. At this point, she was 4 under, Karen.
And this really keep the momentum going. You can see, so able to produce a great shot, but you've got to finish it off with the putt, which she does.
Wasn't feeling very well. That would take her to -6. Playing with Nelly Korda, now #1 in the world. She's won her last 2 starts. This for birdie at 2.
Already dominated the par 5 today. She was 5 under par for those holes.
Taiwan's Pei-Yun Chen has been playing some good golf the last year or so. This for birdie at 16.
She certainly has, and these greens roll so purely.
Pei-Yun with a 65 takes her to 13 under for the tournament. Heading into the weekend in great position. Celine Boutier, another in this marquee group at the par 3 4th.
Definitely a mark of her while you're playing if you can play these par 3s well. Celine Boutier's played them in 3 under par.
And then at the par 3 4th to go to 8 under. She would add 3 more birdies. A 64 for Lydia, bogey-free, and she sits 3 off the lead at the moment, Karen. And an Arizona kid, Sarah Schmelzel. Karen, 3 straight top 10s for her.
That's really impressive. She's kind of building a little resume there that she can build on, to learn from, to really put herself in contention. Just barely missed. A little lip out.
You ever had those days where you didn't feel great physically, but you played great?
Yep. And the difference being with this shot is that this shot is uphill, as opposed to the one that we've just seen was downhill. So she has to be aggressive, choosing to chip it.
Good decision.
Bingo. Yeah.
This is at the 16th.
Playing 316 yards today, and I'll take that.
She's going to play in her 98th consecutive major next month at the Chevron Championship. Leona Maguire at the par 3 8th curls that one in.
That's kind of her signature move, Leona Maguire making putts.
Let's go to the 7th. Paige McKenzie watching Charlie Hull.
Just a wedge in hand. Yeah, quick hands through this. This should have a lot of spin. "95 yards to this green. Ideal location would be just short right of this hole."
Nice, getting that one to dance.
Players take off a certain percentage for this warm air and a little bit of altitude that we're playing at.
That was really well judged. Landed just into a little upslope to take some of the heat off of that shot. Yeah, we saw a lot of players just leave the ball a little high a lot yesterday. But Lexi could have done with a bit more height on that one.
Well done.
Perfect. I think that's a lesson for everybody. Like, if your natural pace is quick.
As Paige said, and as you've said, not so dramatic breaks. There's more subtle breaks. And Minjee cannot afford to leave putts short. She has to make birdies. She has to be extra aggressive right now.
Up ahead at the par 5 12th, veteran from Korea, Hae-Ji Kang. First group out in the afternoon wave. All right.
I think I'll take that. Always like putts that just kind of fall in with good speed, just in the front of the hole. That's
The winningest professional golfer, man or woman.
The release numbers very important coming into the greens today. Not a good line.
Well, and the caddies wouldn't really have had much of a chance to have figured out the pitch and release from going out watching earlier groups because it was just a little bit softer.
It's delicate. She's going to have very soft touch on this. Downhill once it hits the green.
Three under yesterday, and Lexi 3 under today. To the 9th in Minjee.
With 7-iron in hand, 165 yards to the hole. That was well struck on a good line.
Good. That might help things, turn things around for Minjee. Good looking stroke. Yeah.
Climbing the leaderboard in her 3rd season on the LPGA Tour. Here's Allison Lee for par. Paige noted that yesterday. Good call.
Good save.
How about that up and down?
All locations on the front today. Still got plenty of room to use to get this close. Should stop. Just like I dialed it up.
Yeah.
Needs to start turning things around right here with this pretty darn straight putt.
Yeah, I think she'll be thinking that it's about time that started to happen.
Square face back in the stance.
Look at Allison go with her chip in.
Second one of the day for Allison Lee. One for eagle, that one for birdie.
Maybe even tip the opposite direction.
That typically is how players decide. Oh, Paige, great call.
How about that?
But that is typically how players decide if they're going to putt it or if they're going to chip it. If it's downhill, typically you'll see a player pull out the putter.
Slightly place a couple yards longer. Can't really see the surface of the entire green, particularly at the back. That was an accurate looking 8-iron.
Very.
Oh, what a shot.
Missed it by that much. Ronan Yen is going to have a tap-in birdie.
Good save there too.
Keeps that great round going.
Well, it's the momentum, isn't it? You know.
There's Leona Maguire up at the 11th.
She did have that 3-putt on the previous hole, so she's trying to bounce back, but she's got to get at least one more birdie, finish at 5 if she wants to play the weekend.
And keep her own little momentum going. As she came off birdie at 9, and oh, goodness. Not what she needed.
Would be coming out of the right if there is any up there.
Oh, that was great.
Should be really good.
13 yards closer than where Ronan hit it, but doesn't want to fall short like she did into the wind on the last hole. And already making better adjustments.
Yep, where she's standing has more slope than the hole, so the tendency would be to overread it.
That was one of those putts where you try to make the adjustment.
Charlie Hull at 10th. Oh, she can ill afford that. She's going to drop 4 off the cut line with 8 holes to go. Now, you never count Charlie out, that's for sure. Great start for Brooke today.
Yeah, just keeping the momentum going.
This is a fun story. Kim Paez spends most of her days helping others get better with air golf games. A PGA instructor. She's going to play in the KPMG Women's PGA at Sahalee after finishing 4th in the stroke play event that qualifies the instructors. And she'll join us in the booth a little bit later on. It's already been an adventurous week for Bailey. I'll tell you about that in a moment. Allison Lee at 11.
And this group, now that it's just a twosome, are going to have to pace themselves a little bit, because otherwise it's going to be quite a tedious day for them waiting on every shot. So
it's a tricky angle, hitting up to the elevated green. Try to get a lot of spin on this.
Back at the 16th, we'll visit with Kim Paez a little bit later on in the broadcast. Yesterday, more than half the field broke 70, just perfect conditions. Here's Germany's Olivia Cowan at that short 16th to get to 7 under.
she's doing good.
She's used a blade putter a couple times in her career. In fact, won twice with this style of putter in New Zealand and in Hawaii. So it makes an appearance on occasion.
The grips and putters. Here's Minjee for par. Birdie, 3-putt bogey, birdie.
The first half of this is uphill, then it slopes down towards the hole. Oh, this looks good for speed.
No problem. And Allison picks up another.
See if she can dial this little wedge in. Yeah, not bad.
Good day for Lexi. 5 under par today.
Oh, that looked like a good stroke. It just needed a little more speed on that line.
Yeah, she started that out just about 1 cup, so that extra cup, like you were suggesting, Kay, would have been perfect for her.
This was Roning Yin's tee shot at 14.
Yeah, Roning picked an 8-iron, which was perfect, trying to really play this more like a 140 shot. Where you win matters a lot, doesn't it? The course.
Well, I think that you realise that if you win on, say, a course like Baltusrol and you win a major, you know that you're up to the challenge of whatever golf throws at you. And that's not to say that, other courses, like here we are at Seville.
4 holes left. She needs to probably play them in 4 under. At least. Leona Maguire gives herself a little bit of wiggle room. Stacey Lewis at the short 16th. Solheim Cup captain. In position to make the cut. In better position now. She needs to see her team drop putts like that in Virginia come September. Tonight up ahead at the par 3 17th. Stacey Lewis, a long one for birdie.
See that been downhill, gathering speed.
Okay. Picked up speed when it went over the edge and in.
A couple of good ones now she's made.
Now Leona McGuire for birdie. And Leona at 7 under. You know, Hannah was outside the top 50 when the round began.
Oh, that was well done.
Wind has laid down, so hardly any influence. Oh, really nice.
And she'll have a chance to tie the lead. Allison Lee at 15.
As that wind is dying down, the scoring's getting slightly better again.
Well, there are some chances to pick up 2 in one shot here, and Minjee on the tee at 16.
There sure are, and she's giving this a rip. A little bit of a draw, 286 to the front, and with that hole kind of in the center back part of the green, being on the left-hand side is good.
Well, here is Lucas's mom, Ata Munoz, from off the green at the 9th, her last hole. Okay.
You can always tell how when players putt, how the putter moves through the ball, if they kind of follow through and they hold on to that follow through.
Allison Lee for birdie at 15. And she's missed a couple she probably would like to have back. She's also pitched in a couple of times.
Exactly. It kind of all evens out along the way. I mean, a really good round. Oh, for Arthur, it's still a good round to back up the fabulous one that she had yesterday.
Sure.
Still right there.
And her 4th birdie on this back 9. She's keeping it together, really stayed patient, and it's paying off. When I watch Minjee just not having the greatest 2 days here, it doesn't bother me. Karen, you probably feel the same. She has so much talent and the ability to just forget it, and she could very well win next week.
With your tee shot, and can't hit the green with the second.
Shiyu Lin needs something magical here at the 18th if she's going to be here for the weekend. Oh, that was almost a rabbit.
If she could get this in tight, she's making a potential little birdie run. Really good rhythm to that swing.
These players have turned on this back 9 in terms of giving out some birdies.
Here is Shiyu Lin for eagle. There's a chance. You see, she's tied for 66th, top 65. Make it to the weekend. Here's Gabby Ruffles at the 16th. You can play this hole any way you want, I guess, Karen, right?
You can.
Get it up close or lay it back.
A lot of the players were saying that if you don't really feel like you want to take on the bunker on the left.
Gabby Ruffles laid back at this par 4 16th instead of trying to get it up by the green. Wedged it to this point, this for birdie.
Something that we'd expect to see from her again.
Odds are in her favor to hit this close. Good clean lie at the bottom of the bunker. Plenty of green to work with. I can't say specifically, except she misclubbed a couple of times, and then her putter went totally cold.
32 putts, including a 4-putt at 15. She had a 4-putt in the final round at Evian the year she won a couple of years ago.